Welcome to Lanterns Live. I'm Ralph. I'm joined once again by Vactor. And today we are going to be talking about Green Lantern Corps issue 3 by Morgan Hampton, Jeremy Adams. I keep wanting to say Neil Adams. Person. Fernando Pasarin doing the art. How you been, man?
Excellent, man. Every week I grow in my greenness, my Green Lantern. Like I'm starting to shine brighter and brighter leading up to the Lantern show and all these great Lantern comics. So I've been doing great. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You told me earlier that you have now completed the Green Lantern the Animated Series.
I did it.
Show.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Did you start want to watching it like faster and faster as it went?
Yes, and I kept getting more and more upset with myself that I had not finished it. So the last episode we recorded, I said I'm gonna have it done by the next episode, and so I was like trying to watch every night. I was like more and more and more. And man, Ralph, I think I thanked you before, but I gotta do it again because this is something I was not interested in when it came out.
Right.
I was like, oh, this style, I don't like the 3D animation, the way they move, but the storytelling is amazing. This is fantastic. Right. And this is now up there as one of my favorite animated shows of all time.
Oh, great. Yeah, it is crude, but I mean, the story does like stand out. I think when we last talked, you were just about to hit the sort of halfway point, the episode Homecoming. I think you were going to watch the episode with the Thanagarians, which ties into this a bit.
Yeah.
So now that you've completed the series and where we left off, like, I mean, it's probably makes this issue specifically even better because they talk about Aya in this without saying her name.
Yes.
So you're like fully now like understand what's going on with Razor, with the exception of, I believe it was Young Justice. There's one episode of Young Justice with Razer and Kilowog in it.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't think that is super important to this story. But I mean, it kind of is. I'll say it kind of is. But where we left off on Green Lantern the Animated Series, it was Razor flying out into space looking for Aya and being trailed by a Blue Lantern ring, which is one of the, I mean, they were hoping for a second season. They didn't get it. But what a way to end a series on hope. Like, that's kind of basically what that whole thing was about, especially if you go back and rewatch the first episode, the show opens up on Razor basically killing a Green Lantern, and it just that story arc that we get in that first season is just like amazing. Not only like does Razor become like sympathetic as a Red Lantern, because he's a Red Lantern the whole series,
right?
But not only is he like sympathetic, but you're like, man, I really, really want this guy to be happy, and just ending it on that ring floating into frame, like it's just like, oh, it's so perfect. Like it gives me like chills every time. So even though we didn't get a season 2, which I've heard that the first half of season 2 was going to be Sinestro Corps War, the second half was going to be Blackest Night. Even though we didn't get that, it is nice that Jeremy Adams, who did write 2 episodes of the animated series, is on this book and bringing in Razor, continuing Razor's story outside of that series, which feels so fulfilling. And I gotta say, I mean, we'll get into this book, but with all of the talk about him and Kilowog talking about searching for Aya, like if we get a reunion in this book, they're setting it up. I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't, like, I've been championing that show since it went off the air in 2012, which is, like what, 13 years ago.
Hey.
Like to see some sort of closure or advancement on that storyline, I mean, is amazing. Would be just like amazing. They'd be so happy.
I have so much more background now and so much more empathy for the character of Razor. And it was funny, just like you, I was hearing his voice when I was reading it.
Right.
Whereas previously it was like I only halfway had him, but now I'm fully, I've got the whole season under my belt. And I was like, yes, this is the character that I want to continue following. And I didn't have to wait 13 years to do it.
Which is great. And so you can go, I mean, you can watch that episode of Young Justice. It does sort of pick up a little bit where Razor left off, but I don't think it's necessary. Like if you're in the middle of Young Justice, just keep watching it at your own pace. Okay. But I don't think it affects this book that much. It's almost feels like a one-off, almost like a alternate version of Razor. It's still voiced by Jason Spisak. But it's so there's that continuity, so you're still getting that voice. But in that show, Razor does stuff that is apparently has ceased to sort of exist by the time we get here, where he's a Green Lantern, because we haven't seen him become a Green Lantern.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I have no idea.
Okay,
I have no idea, because I will tell you, I don't know if you really how invested you are in Young Justice to be like spoiled somewhat.
I am. It makes me mad because I was watching Young Justice as it was airing, and then life just happened, and I was like, next thing I know, 5 years had passed, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to get back to Young Justice.
Yeah. So I won't.
Okay, that's gonna be my next one. By the next episode, I'm gonna have all of Young Justice watched.
I mean, I don't know. It's like the new Young Justice that episode was in, so I don't know how far you have to go to get to that point.
I'll look it up. Yes,
this is like Young Justice from like, what was it like when DC Universe app was introduced? So just like right before like pandemic, like that time period. Okay. So. I just want to let people know, I have decided, I haven't yet, but I have decided that I'm going to read Absolute Green Lantern. Apparently, like, it is one of the top selling books. I guess DC's sort of Absolute line is just like crushing it in sales. And it's stupid because like I think the only live stream channel on YouTube dedicated solely to Green Lantern. Like there's Green Lantern shows out there. There's live stream comic book shows, but together I think I'm the only one. I'll have to look into it. And it's stupid for me not to cover this book. I need to cover it. I need it. Here's the thing, like there's some Justice League titles out there where Green Lantern plays heavily, and there's a lot of titles out there where Green Lantern's in the books. But I mean, if Green Lantern is in the title of the book, I should be reading it. I have issues with dealing with sort of these multiverse books or like Elseworlds books. I'm not really super into it. I've always been a fan of Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern miniseries and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is what I know I'm going to do is sometime this weekend, I will read Absolute Green Lantern #1. I will be doing a solo live stream on Monday. Usually that's how I start off books on the show, is I'll do the first one. And then maybe you or Will, or I could find someone that wants to be a dedicated co-host for Absolute. We'll see. But I should be reading it. I really should be reading it. I haven't heard any of the story stuff, but I hear a lot of chatter on Reddit about what's going on there, and I get Google news updates for the keyword Green Lantern, and the headlines that I'm getting for Absolute Green Lantern, they're talking about a lot about what's going on with Hal, and I'm trying to avoid it, but it sounds like there's a lot going on and a ton to unpack. So Monday at 4:00 Pacific time, I'll be on here talking about Absolute Green Lantern 1, and if I like it, I'll just keep on going. And what's great too is today I went on my YouTube channel, on my homepage of my YouTube channel, under comic book reviews, It used to just be like every single comic book review that I've done on this show in order. I have now divided up into books. So if you're only reading specific books, go to that section and you can see Green Lantern, Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern War Journal, and now Absolute Green Lantern. So I'm really like, I really feel like I want to almost make sure that this is a weekly show and not just rely on news showing up. So look forward to that.
Yes.
On Monday. Yeah. So cool. You want to get into Green Lantern Corps 3? Now, you've been a big fan of this book so far, and you said it's like at the top of your list. You're really excited about it. What'd you think of issue 3?
This was a great issue. It actually felt like the TV show to me. It felt like the animated series and almost like the end of an arc, like an end of a 3-episode arc. And I was rereading it right before we started recording this, and there is so much stuff that happens, like just the egg hatching and the origin of the Red Lantern. Like we talked about the heart being connected to the heart and that and the ship, and it was like all of this stuff is happening, and this issue is just like payoff after payoff after payoff. Every page I was turning, I was like, whoa, something else is happening. So I really like this. Might be my favorite issue so far.
I agree. It's my favorite issue. So here's the thing with the Red Lanterns. I think last month we had this discussion about how in the comics originally their hearts were replaced with just rage and the power of rage. And we couldn't figure out what these suits were, if they were actually keeping them alive. People brought it up in the comments of that episode last month, saying that that whole thing has kind of been abandoned. It hasn't been mentioned since like the Jeff Johns era. So this issue, we get confirmation that that's still in play. The Red Lantern's hearts are essentially just replaced with pure energy rage. Almost, I would say, like a construct. Like it's the rage has consumed their heart. Their heart is no longer there, and they are using these devices to kind of stay alive, and they're feeding off Zelaya Zox's insane amount of rage that he has stored up to kind of keep their lifeblood flowing.
Yes.
Again, I can hear Tom Kenny when Elias is talking. I forget the name of the actor who played Atrocitus, but I hear that Atrocitus from the animated series.
He was great.
And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, so this is kind of nice because they're getting back into Jeff Johns era lore, which was really cool. I was really happy to see that. But I have questions, and I don't know if it'll be addressed or not. Since Razer was not introduced in the comics, he was introduced in the show, and the show really didn't talk about the heart being replaced. And Razer never really became anything other than a Red Lantern in that series. Like, how is that going to be brought up in the book? I'm excited to see how it's brought up into the book, because if we know they're talking about Aya, and we know he's now a Green Lantern, and we've seen him out of the Green Lantern outfit earlier in the Jeremy Adams run, like issue 1 or 2 of Green Lantern, when he visited Hal at Hal's sort of truck motorhome thing by the ocean. So if he can go without a ring and a uniform, then what's going on with his heart? And I'm hoping we get explanation. I don't know if Young Justice plays into this, but where we left off, 13 years ago, he was being tailed by a Blue Lantern. I feel like that feels like an obvious sort of fix. I don't know if the heart completely disappears, but like famously, the way the spectrum works is Hope, the blue Hope, extinguishes rage like really well. Like blue is really effective against red, so maybe the blue restored his heart. Maybe the love of Aya restored his heart. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But there's so much Razer in this, and they're spending, a lot of stuff. You said a lot of stuff happens in this book, and it does. And they spent a lot of time focusing on Razer and this person he's looking for. You know who it is. So like, are they going to do this? Are they going to explain that he was a Red Lantern? I would love to see some flashbacks taken from the animated series. Show Razer as a Red. They mention him. We get to see Razer in the same room as Atrocitus. He's like, it's dude. So it's like this. It's a really good issue of a comic, but at the same time, it's giving me Green Lantern the animated series content. Like, it's so perfect.
Yeah, and I think what's crazy is it works on that level, but also if you were a fan of the Justice League animated shows, which we talked about on the last episode, Justice League Unlimited and just Justice League, there's that connection and the nod to fans of that show with the John and Shaira relationship.
Right.
And there's a nod for those longtime fans, but it doesn't alienate new people. So that's the same thing with Razer. It's like it works on, hey, if don't know anything about this character, or if you have that love of him from the animated show, it's working on that level as well as the Jon Stewart and Hawkgirl relationship. So there's two different animated things playing off of each other in this. So I'm loving that, and not hitting you over the head with, hey, if you didn't see it, this is what happened in the animated show.
I think my dream episode of this show, I've already talked to Giancarlo Volpe, who was one of the showrunners for Green Lantern the animated series. He's an incredibly busy guy. But I told him, I said, hey, when you get less busy, let me know. I'd love to have you on the show. But I'm thinking now, like, have them on the same time and reach out to Jeremy Adams.
Ooh.
And have them both together so we can have a nice big long discussion about Razer then and Razer now. And just because I feel like after the animated series ended, there was a life of Green Lantern fans on Tumblr who would do fan art of Razer with Aya, Razer in a Blue Lantern outfit, Razer and Aya in Blue Lantern outfits, Razer in plain clothes. Like, there's all this stuff. And Giancarlo Volpe, I think, did some drawings of what Razer would look like without his sort of helmet. He's got like white hair. That shows up in, I believe it shows up in the Young Justice. We see Razer without his headgear on. I think he's got like white hair. But it's one of those things where it's like these guys have this love for this character. Obviously, Jeremy Adams is like way into Razer because, again, there's so much time. And I know that like Morgan Hampton's also writing on this book, but I'm assuming like the Razer stuff has to be Jeremy Adams. It has to be. So I should probably reach out to both of them and see if I can't get them on an episode together, because I feel like there would be a lot of fun, because I'm not sure if Giancarlo's reading this run. But I think it was Green Lantern issue 2. I sent him a screenshot of Razer from that, and he's like, "Oh, what issue is that?" So I think having both of them on. I don't know if they're watching. I highly doubt it. This is a fairly new channel, but at some point, I'd love to have both of them on specifically to talk about their time on Green Lantern the animated series and the characters moving forward in other properties. There's a Justice League. There's a Justice League animated movie that's part of a series, and I want to say that Razer and Aya are in the background, and I'm not sure what it is. I haven't watched that series, but they don't really have. It's like a crisis. It's like a crisis animated series.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah, that was
Max.
Yeah,
like the most recent one, just in the background, not necessarily. They're not talking, and they're just back there. And that might be a Jim Krieg thing, who was also the other showrunner. From Green Lantern the animated series. Probably like pop them in there. Like, it's one of those things that's
I saw that. But I had no idea who Razer was at that point when I watched it.
Oh, great. Go back and watch it. I'm wondering what color Razer was.
Oh man, I should go back and watch that now.
Oh, maybe I don't know. I know because yeah. Try to catch up on. Maybe just watch that Young Justice. I don't want to spoil it, but like I'm gonna say that Razer is not a Green Lantern by then.
Oh, okay.
He's definitely not a Green Lantern by then. So him being a Green Lantern is a complete mystery.
Okay.
Okay. So last month we had some predictions about what this egg-shaped thing was, and I think we nailed it.
Nice.
I think I might have mentioned that it was a giant hawk creature similar to one of the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on like Ion and Predator, one of the entities.
Oh yes,
like a lantern style entity.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Horus, which is, dude,
that was a great splash page.
This was rad.
Yes.
This was so rad. He's so giant, and you just look way over here, and you see like
that ship looked big.
Oh yeah, it's a big ship. It looks like Star Destroyer size.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, this is the coolest thing. I'm a big fan of the entities in general that run the power batteries. This thing is cool, man. This is like a living god that they thought was like the Thanagarians just thought was kind of a myth. But it's an actual living hawk inside the middle of Thanagar. Something I had predicted, something I had hoped for, and was still blown away by it. I'm a big fan. There's a shot in here where Hawk Girl is right in front of the eye talking to this guy right here. That
yes,
so you could see the scale. You could see the scale. Just amazing. And the coloring on this, like it looks like a liquid gold.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Yeah. Sherpok Shad's in here. He said that splash page of Horus was dope. And I loved, and you know me being a Lost fan, I loved when Horus talked, it was hieroglyphics.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Those hieroglyphics. They do the translation on the bottom, but those hieroglyphics definitely reminded me of Lost.
Yes. 100%.
What a cool idea, man. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, when I saw that, first of all, I had to look up Horus and find out like what was the DC history of the character, and I was like, oh wow, this is very interesting. I'm into mythology for the most part, and I like things that are Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology. Like I like a lot of those the gods and myths and legends. So a Thanagarian kind of god, that was like something that, oh, that's something that's very interesting to me. And then like you said, the scale, the size, and you could feel the power, feel the weight of the character as you're reading it. And this is just something that I'll be very interested to see where DC kind of uses Horus again later on, because he's like at the end he's like, all right, I'm leaving later. So I want to see exactly where he goes from here and what he does.
Right. It should be really interesting. We don't know if Horus is a destructive power or a power for good. Is Horus an entity type of creature? Will someone be able to build a power battery around Horus? We've had gold lanterns before, but this is really cool. This was so much fun. I actually enjoyed this issue more than I did, I think, the previous issue of the Green Lantern main series.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of really fun action in this. I'm really liking it's really fun to see Razer and Kilowog teamed up with Jon Stewart.
Yes,
that's a fun thing. Like it will be cool if we do get a reunion, Hal has to be there. Hal has to be there if there's a reunion.
It just throw in like a little nod or a little reference to the show, like something that happened, or some nickname that they use or something like that. That would be
like
great.
Kilowog saying like, "Let's blow this Mukhtar stand."
Yes, something like
something
that.
Something really, really show specific. I was really excited about this whole thing when it shook out. And Horse is made of like nth metal.
Yes,
which means I could see Atrocitus is trying to get nth metal. They're using that as part of their system to like cure themselves. It's very powerful. I could see people like bad people trying to take down Horus to collect the nth metal from it. It's like a tip of the iceberg. Like I'm looking at these pages. This is like this this giant thing where he splits that ship in half.
Yeah.
But
this is like okay.
There's reason. It's not just destructive. Like Hot Girl was able to reason. So that's kind of interesting. I do like that it's not just like a Godzilla kaiju where it's just like trampling and stuff.
Right.
So
and it makes sense because it was like this, I am your, like, who are you to approach your god? Like it knows the Thanagarians, it knows like the relationship between them. So that was interesting. Like you said, having her in front of the eye and her directly challenging and then kind of convincing it. Oh, okay, I'll spare your planet, I'll spare your world or whatever. But I think you hit the nail on the head with the action, because even from the first panel, it just hits the ground running. Like from the last issue with that Jon Stewart versus Atrocitus, and it's like instant drama. Like there's no filler, there's nothing in between. It's like boom, you open up the book and it's punching you in the face. So the action has been fantastic, and that's what I liked about the last issue was the action between Hawk Girl, Jon Stewart, and Atrocitus. That fight. So they're hitting on all cylinders, and the artwork I think is very similar to like a Brian Hitch, and he did Ultimates, and like every panel feels like an action movie. I actually reviewed he did Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor, which is another DC book, but like every page was like, man, this feels like a widescreen movie. Like this feels like a big time movie, and that's what I got from this art as well. It was like all of those splash pages. It was like, man, this I should be watching this on the big screen.
And one of the things too is I find myself when I read a book that's action heavy and light on dialogue, I tend to just like blast through it.
Yeah.
These drawings are so great that like even like the egg sort of cracking open in front of the ship, like there's not like a ton to read there. There's like 3 balloons. But I want to look at it. Makes me want to look at the so dynamic.
Yes.
Like the ship is like kind of off its axis, and there's just rocks anywhere. And I like looking at these pages to kind of pick up on scale. Like if you could, like this page, right? It's it's a big egg and a ship. Cool, I get it. But like I'm so interested that I'm like, look at these. There's like little guys. There's like little tiny guys right there. And they look like they're not even close to this thing. So the scale is nice and big. The fact that the egg doesn't crack, it's sort of just like it oozes and morphs into the eagle is interesting, which led me to believe it's like kind of liquid, which would be like a T-1000 style like exoskeleton is going to be hard to defeat if someone tries to defeat it. I don't recommend anybody try to defeat it. Seems like a bad call. Like a real bad call. This thing is massive and awesome and can like really, really take stuff down, including this Star Destroyer size ship. So, I mean, man, this whole horse thing is rad. I was thinking it was just going to be like a giant eagle, but this is like a half man, half eagle, like something you would see in hieroglyphics. Like you've seen it in like Stargate and stuff. So that's really cool that they're making Thanagarians sort of have Egyptian lore.
I like that.
Because I'm not super familiar with the Hawk people, so I'm not sure if that's been injected in there before. But I like this take. I like this take a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thunk that inside the middle of Thanagar was a gigantic egg holding a hawk, and their outfits are in honor of this god. So
that was cool, and I felt kind of I don't know if you're a fan of the Eternals movie, but kind of the celestial. Oh, in that movie, there's like a celestial that is inside of Earth, and it's like it hatches, and his hand comes out, and they freeze it and just stays there, and it's like why? And after every movie after that, it's like still, why is no one talking about this? Yeah, and then
I've seen it on like New Rockstars and Screen Crush and stuff, like in the breakdowns, and I'm like, I need to watch Eternals, but like it seems like the coolest thing about it is this giant sort of thing in the middle of the ocean.
I like it better than a lot of people do, but I kind of my baseline for MCU movies I think is higher than a lot of people. So I like the team aspect of it, each character, how they were different from each other. But that giant hand coming out of the ocean, it was funny because the Captain America movie that came out this year is like the first one that's actually referenced it and said, hey, we should probably go over there and look at that. And that's where they get adamantium from in the current, like the MCU is from that hand. So I that's what I got, the vibe of Horus.
Again, I feel like people should be mining this stuff. And I have a feeling people are going to try to get Horus and start mining some nth metal off of them.
Nth metal is such a huge thing in the DC universe. So that I feel like there's going to be so many more stories now to be like, oh yeah, we need to go mine that egg, or like, what happened to the shell? Did they show it after he left?
No, it like morphs. Doesn't it? It morphs into him.
Okay.
So it doesn't.
So he doesn't leave anything behind.
I don't think he leaves anything behind.
Okay. Because I was going to say,
it's goopy morphing, like literally a T-1000.
Okay.
Mixed with a Cadbury.
You're right. Egg. Yes. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess if you want some nth metal, you're gonna have to go after Horus. He didn't leave any Cadbury eggs behind. So
maybe a little, some like you could just hammer off a little.
That's definitely going to be a future source of stories. Like go get him for the nth metal.
Yeah, I like the scene at the science cells where they have trapped Atrocitus and he is in their control, and essentially like keeping him in stasis because they know that his heart won't, or whatever is going on in his chest, won't sustain very long in there. So it's kind of cool that they're like holding him, keeping him in stasis until like they could find some sort of cure. Even though Atrocitus is a real bad dude, it does show like this empathy for this Green Lantern Corps, because Atrocitus was felt betrayed by the Green Lanterns. John Stewart was trying to explain to him, hey, listen, this time it was these United Planet Lanterns. Like it's a good way to show Atrocitus like, hey, we're not those guys. We're also not the Guardians who destroyed Yzmalt with the Manhunters, which was brought up in the series. It's really nice to like try to, I mean, Atrocitus is awful, but they're really trying to turn him around. It worked for Razer. Razer does have a moment with Atrocitus at the science cells. And it could be something where it's like nice that they're not out there trying to kill bad guys. They're out there and they're trying to like make a better universe through like rehabilitation, which I think is really cool. It looks like Bleeze was also caught. She's in a little tiny science cell right there. And I don't know the fate of Zelaya Zox. He looked pretty beat up, but I'm assuming he got captured. as well.
I don't see him, or do we see Dexter in here?
I don't know. Dexter's pretty tiny too, huh? I think that's the last we see is Elias.
Maybe they got away. Yeah, I'm looking at the panels. I don't see them. But yeah, that was, that moment when Jon Stewart saved him and decided to do that. It was like, oh man, I kind of felt the same way Hawk Girl felt. I was like, oh man, this is what a hero is. Like, this is the inspiration right here. Also felt very Superman-esque. Like, that's something Superman would do. And it just kind of made me respect Jon Stewart more. I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I feel like in a world like, especially today, it's nice to show like compassion, empathy.
Yes.
I think those are very, very strong things to put in books. I know probably the majority of the readers are adults, but if kids pick up Green Lantern, like if your kid picks up a Green Lantern, like that's a message that you definitely want to send. It's one of my favorite things in the episode Homecoming, which is the mid-season finale of Green Lantern, the animated series.
Right.
Is when Hal Jordan is confronted by Atrocitus in the chambers of the Guardians. And
yes.
And Atrocitus just is like yelling, and he's full of rage, and he's like, the Guardians destroyed my homeworld. And Hal Jordan says, you're right. He owns up to what the Guardians did, and he tries to talk it out with Atrocitus before just having a knockout, drag out fight.
Right.
So I like that. I like that that's being sort of put in here. Sure, we still get the fight, which is awesome. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, listen, we're gonna hold you for now until we can sort this out and get you back feeling right. Because I mean, honestly, at some point, if they're gonna like the spectrum is fractured. The spectrum is like in disarray. Much like Sinestro in previous issues, if they need to rebuild the Red Lantern power battery in order to heal the spectrum, they're gonna need Atrocitus to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for this to happen, and with him being like sort of with his artificial heart, may not have a long enough charge for it. This stasis thing is a really good idea. And I really like this. It's a really good move. The easy way out is to kill him and then figure it out later with some other Red Lantern. But like the way Sinestro showed how he can combat fear and really like take care of fear, you're going to need someone like Atrocitus to sort of rein in the rage to build that battery to solve the spectrum. I'm kind of hoping when they build all these power batteries, they're all in one spot. I'd love to see all the power batteries in one location, so that they can all work together as a unified spectrum.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like I mean, it could be the Spectrum Core. I don't know, but I mean, who knows? But I feel like you need Atrocitus. So
yeah. And that last panel of him, it made me think of Demolition Man when they freeze him. Like,
that's totally 100%. I wonder if that's like intentional.
It's got to be.
We get a nice quiet dinner with John and Hawk Girl. Very much enjoyed that, even though I'm not I didn't watch the Justice League series like that much. But when I watched it, it's very obviously that they have a very close relationship. And I could see this becoming something.
What I liked about that relationship in the animated series was it crossed over from Justice League into Justice League Unlimited. Like they follow that, like there's a multi-story arc there, and it's not just, there's a one and done episode where they were together. So even leading into this comic, it's like, man, this has been how many years of us following these two. And also John eating with a construct fork. Like,
yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. I hadn't seen that before, but I guess if I had a ring, I'd probably do that
dishes.
Too. Yes,
dishes.
100%. But yeah, the conversation is great.
I have a question about that. Real quick.
Yes.
Like, these are hard light constructs. I never thought about this before you mentioned the fork. What does it taste like?
Oh, wow.
Is it like sticking your tongue on a battery?
Oh,
Like, it's energy still, but like,
yeah.
that'd be a question for Jeremy Adams.
Yeah. Can it be like,
what do constructs taste like?
yeah.
Probably nothing.
Is it hot or cold? Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
can you
an
heat
interesting
your
thing to think
soup? Could you cool your soup? If you had a spoon and it's too hot, can you cool it with a construct?
These are the questions that we need answers to. Come on.
I feel like Silver Age, like Hal Jordan would do stuff like that.
Yes.
Like
Uh-huh.
cool his soup with a construct spoon, or put a little fan on it or something.
Yeah.
They don't get into the goofy stuff, but yeah, I didn't even dawn on me that he was using the construct. That's so funny.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, oh, I guess. Like I said, I probably would do it too. And then her eating that alien bug thing, shrimp looking thing. I was like, ooh.
That reminds me of Green Lantern the Animated Series when Hal Jordan's eating the grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, that's right. When Kilowog pulls out his whatever it was. Yeah, that was funny. I laughed.
I think.
Yeah, I laughed so hard when I saw that. Yeah.
Man. We get another page dedicated to Kilowog and Razer as they fly down on Oa. Always fun just to see Green Lanterns kind of in their element. Just this hub. I always love anytime you get a good hub of Green Lantern activity, and you can just see all the different species of lanterns, all the crazy looking aliens and stuff. It's a world that I want to like be able to visit. And I'm hoping in the show Lanterns that we get some of this stuff, like this really futuristic off-world stuff.
Man, that's an idea for a theme park, like a Universal Studios with Green Lanterns.
Like an OA.
Yeah.
Just with like aliens walking around.
Yeah.
Minding their own business, doing work.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, like a Salak doing like tours.
Yeah.
Like showing. Oh man. The end of this issue gets back to Yzmalt with all the dead Red Lanterns that didn't survive the destruction of the power battery. Their hearts are gone. And we have Nathan Broom here as the Sorrow Lantern, just soaking up all this sorrow.
That was like we talked about in the last episode, very interesting emotion that I'm surprised they hadn't done more with. But as it goes along, I'm more intrigued by this to see, man, where does the sorrow go in the emotional spectrum, and where is this character going?
Right. He seems at odds. He doesn't want sorrow in the world, but he's saying that Starbreaker will stop all the sorrow. I mean, does that mean like get rid of emotions, get rid of all life? Like it's a very haunting sort of message to end on. It's kind of very Darth Vader-esque in the fact that he's like the Emperor promises Vader that he could make anyone live forever, including Padme, the ones he loves. So is sort of Starbreaker gaslighting Nathan and being like, I can stop the sorrow if you just hang with me. And he's being totally used as a pawn. Like it feels like it's that.
Yeah.
And then where does Carol fit into this? I know Green Lantern, the last issue of Green Lantern from a week or two ago, Carol's starting to come in her own. She's starting to become a really powerful Star Sapphire, and I'm wondering if love can conquer sorrow. It'll be interesting seeing them confront Nathan again, especially with his like fairly recent history with Hal, and Hal sort of like putting this like his journey into the Sorrow Lantern, kind of starting that off by Hal sort of getting between him and Carol. So that'll be interesting to see as well.
Man,
I'm assuming we're going to get some crossovers at some point. I loved when the old Jeff Johns run and Peter Tomasi run on Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps started stories, started interconnecting for some big events. That'll be interesting. How does Horus fit in all this? How does the rebuilding of the power batteries fit into all this? It does feel like closure on the Atrocitus thing, but it also feels like he'll be back.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're just closing a tab for now. We'll get back at, we'll bookmark it. We'll be back there soon and see where that goes. Man, this issue is rad. I really like this issue. I think it is my favorite of the three so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did a great job.
Yeah. It's closing stuff. It's setting up new stuff. It's answering questions and giving us new questions. That's all I can ask for, like, what, 22 pages or something?
Yeah.
Wonderful. The art's wonderful. The writing's wonderful. I can't wait to talk about issue 4 next month. If you're available, we'll work it out, get you back on here. Do you have any more thoughts on Green Lantern Corps 3?
I think, just like I was saying, every page there was something new happening. It was so densely packed. It felt like, man, I really got value out of this. Like, I got my money's worth for this issue. And like you said, 22 pages. Yeah.
It's still $1 cheaper than the the main Green Lantern book. So that's always nice too. It's always nice.
This might be the best value of any comic that's coming out right now.
Great. That's awesome. All right. Vactor, let's do some plugs. Woo. Let people know where they can find you.
Yes. If you like comic books, if you like Ralph, if you want to hear his origin story for Green Lantern, head over to @ThisComicCooks. That's my comic book show. And then if you're a Star Wars fan, if you're an Andor fan, we got some good season 2 stuff coming up on my Star Wars channel, which is @Trust in the Force.
Great. And my Star Wars show is coming back for Andor season 2. We'll see how that goes. It's tough because they're releasing 3 episodes at once or at a time. And I heard the run times are now out, and it's going to be like I don't think we could do our normal the very next morning at 9 a.m. Especially since any day now James is going to be a brand new father, so that's going to be kind of thrown into the mix. I just want to say ahead of time, congrats to Liz and James on the little one. So check that out at Live Action SW, Live Action Star Wars. And all right. Thanks for joining us. If you have anything that, any sort of corrections or omissions that we didn't talk about, just mention them in the comics or in the comments. This is a safe place. This is a fun place. This is a positive place. It is the home of Green Lantern positivity. And I hope that positivity continues on Monday when I'll be doing my review of Absolute Green Lantern. It looks like a weird one, man. I'm telling you, I'm not into like Elseworlds type of stories, but I mean, it's a big deal and I should check it out. Because, I mean, if you look at like Far Sector, which was originally kind of an Elseworlds type of story, it was a Young Animal was the imprint.
Yes.
One of the best Green Lantern stories written in the past like 10 years. And so I'm glad I read it. So I'm looking forward to reading Absolute Green Lantern #1. And I'll chat with you guys on Monday. Vactor, thank you for joining me. Thank you. Until next time, beware my podcast. It's Lanterns Live. Bye.